These are the books I have read in June. So June is not finished yet, so I will finish these two books too. But let me give you a whole recap of these. Firstly, we have King of Wrath and King of Sloth by Anna Wang. I have read the Twisted series. It's just maybe. These books are famous on TikTok, so I thought maybe I should buy these. So I bought it. I can't review these books. I read Butcher and the Blackbird by Brian Weaver. No, I did not like it. I DNF'd this book like around 30 pages, but then I was like, no, I need to read more. Then I read like around 100 pages and I did not like it. It's very graphic, the murders and everything. It's simply one word. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I love this book. I mean, it's a very cute little romance. The main character was Piper. She met this man, Brandon. He lost his wife 7 years ago. She died, and then there is a very cute little romance between them. She was from LA, lived her life full of vanity. She was a social media influencer and quite famous. So her life was in the limelight, and she has to move, and she met this sailor. So it's a sailor plus he was a fisherman too. So they fall in love and they have their doubts too. But overall, I really like this. I think I would give it 4.5 star. I'm not sure what I have given it. It's a cute book. And I've read People Who Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So Emily Henry is currently very famous and people really like her. I have ordered her another book that is Funny Story. I have read Happy Place last year. This one was like friends to lovers stories and it was really cute. At one point I feel like it was drag because the characters have their doubts and they were continuously making mistakes to accept that they are in love. But eventually it worked out. A good story. And the way she described those places, the travel places, you feel like that you are in that place. Whatever she's mentioning, it's Italy, it's Spain or whatever it is, you feel like you are there. So it's a good book. Then I have read Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I have read Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and that was a good book. Like, I enjoyed that book. It was about werewolves and vampire, but I like that book. It was a cute love story. This book, I DNF'd this book. I have tried it second time, but I could not finish it. I am on page 236. The makeout scene between these characters was so bad. What she's saying, what he's asking, it's totally different. Like, there is no communication, there is no chemistry. Even the start of this book was really good. It could be a good book. I don't know how people are liking this book. Simply DNF this book. I still have to read 2 more Ali Hazelwood books, but my last experience was not good. I'm not sure if I should read it, and I could not pick up these books. The Song of Achilles, and it's a good book, very poetic, very primal. You know, the feeling when someone is teaching you about life, that was the lesson for you to go and implement somewhere. So the teacher who was teaching both of those characters how they met, though one of the prince was in exile, one of the prince was Achilles, and how they met, how they fall in love. Even though it's very gay, it's good. But climax and the story goes on to the war, that part, kind of a drag. But obviously that is a war. So otherwise, when they are learning, when they are living their life, things we hide from the light. So let's see how it goes. The last book I read was just fine. It was just fine. It was not a good romance book that I would just feel that I am dying. I don't know, I forgot about it. How many books I have given 5 stars. I don't remember which 5-star books are my favorite. Love Another Word, 7 Year Slip. These are my favorite love stories. All the books I have read. Let me show you what I have read in my... These are the books I have read in my... I did not want to read it really fast, so I just read like very slowly. Because this is Sarah J. Maas we are talking about, and I'm a huge fan of Sarah J. Maas. Throne of Glass. The story is about a girl, Selena. You get to know about her story, how she becomes a slave, and then she becomes a king's champion and all that, and then she not fall in love, then she have a thing for a prince, and there is other factors that is going on in the story. I'm not going to spoil it for you because you have to read it, but then she was an assassin, and very famous assassin who becomes a slave and then becomes the king champion. So it's a good book, you need to read it. The second book is about The Crown of Midnight. Here Selena Sardothian story goes on. After she becomes champion, she faced other challenges, and here she did not have anything for a prince, but she had a thing for a king's commander or something. Okay, from the throne of the glass rule, the king is fist, iron, and soul, and black and pitch. His assassin Alina Sardothian won a brutal contest to become his champion, yet Selena is far from loyal to the crown. She hides her secret. She knows that the man she serves is bent on evil. So the king is evil. And then she met this very old queen who is helping her to. Keeping up the deadly career becomes difficult, blah blah blah. And then not the crown prince, but Cole, the captain of the guard. The captain of the guard, she fell in love with him, and then there is the factor that she met rebel group and all that. Whatever is going on in the palace and all that stuff, and the king is, he get to know that the king is evil, so she has to accept it and fight it, but she's, you know, putting it aside not to face that. But then her friend died, and a lot of things happened in this book. In the third series, her background, her previous life story. So Eileen, a queen, and her family died. So basically, the king killed her family. Okay, I have given you a spoiler, but this Assassin's Blade is the third book where you get to know the story about how she became assassin. And then she met her first love, that is Sam Gotland. And I have this picture on my mobile because I was so obsessed with him. Sardothian is her kingdom's most feared assassin, so she works for the powerful assassin guild. Arobin, and he is the one, he was like a two-faced person, he betrayed her. So she tries to get out of that guild to be free as an assassin, because she does not want to work with that her boss Arobin. But then Sam died, and it was so bad. And her boss Arobin, he was the one who killed her, like who betrayed her, and then she became the slave in the first book. So you can read this book at the start, or you can read the way Sarah J. Maas has told us. Then we have the fourth book, The Heir of Fire. Here you get to know that she was the queen. Obviously we get to know it in before, but here she goes to meet her aunt to get to know the answers, how to get all those three keys together, so that whatever evil the king is planning on, she's going to stop it. So he has to meet her aunt, and her aunt wants her to show her real power, that is fire. We know that she is half fae, half human, so she practiced it with her captor looking after her. His name is Rowan. So he has the power of ice. They practice together and they meet very unusual things, and they fight with those things, and in the end she has to go back. Also there is Selena's cousin in this book, that is also a good character who is helping the rebel, so it's a good book. I'm currently reading Queen of Shadows. I'm waiting for the other three books to be delivered to me because I did not order those. Also, I have ordered a lot of romance books. I've got these chocolates by him. He sent me these. It's the Jackpot almond chocolate. This is my favorite Kit Kat, and the Toblerone. I'm gonna eat these.